What's up, guys? So unfortunately last night I was on the 405 North, and as you guys know, there's a ton of construction going on, so the shoulders are closed off. Actually, you guys may not know that, but if you're in SoCal, Orange County, LA area, you know there's a lot of construction going on the 405 especially, and the nighttime they kind of ramp that up a little bit more as there's less people on the road, but I was headed home, 405 North, and was getting on the entrance, and a mattress was in the air. So I didn't even see where it came from, but I'm assuming there's a truck a few cars ahead that it kind of flew off of, and it was on the road by the time I hit it, but I was able to swerve out of the way slightly, so I think this is kind of the best case scenario. Unfortunately, this stuff kind of just happens sometimes. You can't really avoid it, but as you can see, it's kind of did another number on my ramp over here. It's kind of scuffed it up pretty badly along the edges over here, this vent. It kind of totally disheveled my internal vent that goes to the brakes. It's kind of a brake duct, I suppose. And but it gets kind of worse down here. As you can see, the wrap is kind of like, I don't know, wrinkled there, but that's because there's actually a crack behind it. And if we look down here, there's definitely more of a crack, and you can actually see some memory foam from the mattress that's gotten stuck in there. And that crack is pretty substantial. And unfortunately, the entire bumper like kind of flexes around like that, which that's not what you want at all. So I'm gonna see if I can fix this to the best of my ability. So that's gonna involve probably a little bit of plastic welding on the crack, and hopefully I won't have to redo the wrap on that kind of front area right there. I want to avoid kind of messing that up. I'm hoping I can just kind of polish whatever that is out. And you know, worst case scenario, we got to rewrap the front bumper, which I didn't do this. A good friend of mine did, so I'll have to have him do it. Just really unfortunate. It also looks like my entire bumper seems a little bit off aligned. So regardless of what happens, I'll be taking the bumper off today and seeing what I can do about that. I do have a little bit of extra material for the wrap, so I can kind of go over that kind of bottom edge where there is definitely the wrap is definitely opened up over here along the seam, so I should be able to take care of that. But the crack is the main issue, and hopefully we can figure this out. It's pretty terrifying, honestly. You're just kind of driving along, it's nighttime, and then your headlights pick up this extremely bright, white, massive object kind of hurling at you, and yeah, I think I did my best to get out of the way, but it is what it is. Luckily no one's hurt, I'm okay, it's just a car. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to need a plastic welder, which some people make by using a soldering iron and kind of like smashing up a tip, but I don't really have the material. But at Harbor Freight, they apparently sell like $15 plastic welding kits, so I'm just going to pick that up. There's really no harm in doing that, and I'll bring that guy in and see what we can do about it. Yeah, so I'll take this car out to Harbor Freight. It's kind of sad, I feel like this car, I only drive it now like when that car's broken, but not complaining. Alright, just picked up this $15 Harbor Freight plastic welding kit. That's what I was talking about earlier. Should be more than enough for what we need to do. Hopefully it works out pretty well in the end. Really don't want to have to rewrap the entire bumper. That'd be just a huge pain, totally unnecessary. A lot of money for no reason either. So, let's get home and let's try it out. Alright, so I've got my entire bumper off the car, just kind of laying up here. It's kind of the only place I could put it. But it's a lot worse than I thought it was. So previously I had this little scuff over here, which I patched up with some vinyl I had laying around. I think I hit my own driveway on the corner when I was backing in. It kind of went too close. But I peeled that layer off, and the area around it is actually fine. It's just that same spot that was scratched before, so that's don't worry about that. That's a separate issue, which I'll kind of cover the entire thing. So this crack is pretty significant. So it goes all the way from this corner over here, all the way, and behind the wrap over here. So I'm not too concerned about this area. I feel like we can do that pretty easily. Take care of that. I mean, the crack back here is kind of being held together by the vinyl itself. You really can't tell. So there you can kind of see the crack, how it kind of comes down on the other side of the vinyl. But over here it's definitely not as visible, but I mean I could tell it's there. Alright, so as you can see, I've kind of like cut out the area around the actual crack to the best of my ability, except for that little part over here because I really don't want to patch over there. And I mean, it's looking kind of better, I suppose. Alright, so as you can see here, I've kind of put some zip ties to kind of fasten the crack together, which is going to make it easier to plastic weld. Now you may be thinking, why'd you add more holes? You're going to be fixing a crack. Well, I did this just to make sure the two pieces stay together perfectly and they don't warp kind of around when I'm trying to plastic weld it together. I also put a small kind of like divot where the crack ends there. Hopefully that reduces the risk of the crack spreading. I really didn't want to drill through, as I said before, because it'd be much more visible if it came through on this side. So that is the only reason I've done that. But I believe the next step is now just to really plastic weld the thing together over here. Alright, so I have a lot of plastic welding on both sides, minimal on the outside, but mostly on the inside of the bumper over here. I actually used some metal grates that came in the kit from Harbor Freight to kind of secure it even more. Looking pretty good, I think. I'm going to sand this all down, but from what I can tell, I mean, it's not fully dry yet, not fully cured, but if I want to move this around, it's all one piece, which is fantastic. It's just what I wanted. As for this side, the vinyl is a little bit kind of like bubbly over here, but I think once it's all cleaned up, and oh my god, almost knocked it over. Once it's all cleaned up, and once the car's driven for a little bit, I think it'll kind of go back to normal. And then I'll put a new piece that kind of goes around this entire area, so I'll probably cut the older vinyl out from over here. Yeah, it's going to be good, I think. So at this point, a little bit of sanding, not quite completely smooth yet. I might get some Bondo and just going to go over this area a little bit once. Alrighty guys, successfully bonded over that spot. Not super even, as you can see. I kind of sanded it down as well, but not a huge deal. It's below the car. No one's really going to see this except me when I look for it. Yeah, put some vinyl over it and put some silicone on the edge just to make sure it kind of stuck down. It's not quite a painted surface, right? So it might not stick as well as I would hope it to. Anyways, it's down there properly along this edge as well. I also put a little bit of vinyl over here. I really think that if you didn't know this was there, you wouldn't even see it to begin with. So, really happy that this turned out. Obviously not ideal still. I would much rather have a one-piece wrap bumper, but you know what, it is what it is. We'll just keep going with this. The next video, you're going to see me install the ethanol content sensor and also my Motive flex fuel kit, which actually just came in the mail yesterday. Pretty cool stuff. So yeah, from now, that's basically it. But I'll get back to you guys when the bumper's back on the car and it's all looking good.